Maybe. All right. Perfect, dude. Are you ready for this? This is our first Saturday show in a while. The news, man, for the Dragon Drive community right here, presented by Summit Racing. This second, no, this is is this the first news episode we've done of 2024?
I don't think so.
Dude, it's got to be pretty close. Well, listen, I'm excited. This is the coffee edition of when I say excited, you drink, right? So drinking game of coffee and caffeine this morning. Get ready because this is going to be a good show. This is kind of a test of what we're wanting to do. So I've dug a little deep. Eric made a ton of notes about events that are coming up. So it's going to be really fun. We're going to go through all of that stuff. But guys, can't say thank you enough for everybody that's out there that has been supportive of all of the stuff that we've done. It's been really awesome to see the outpouring of support with all the with the name change and things like that. So thank you for hanging on, guys. I promise we're on the run, man. It is I spent yesterday in a pavilion at 50 degrees. If it was 50, it was warm in there. And it just kind of helped motivate me back. I'm like, let's go. Let's get this thing rolling. I had a lot of downtime, so I worked on some notes for the show on Wednesday night, and I worked on stuff that I want to do in the future. So a lot of articles that are coming, a lot of I don't know, I had about 9 or 10 hours of driving time to really think about what we wanted to do over the next few weeks, and it's going to be kind of fun. Well, guys, if you don't know, my name's Mike Narks. I am the host of this Dragon Drive News that you're watching right now, and the show that comes on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. We do this show or this news episode every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. I guess as long as I'm not at an event or incapacitated in some way, which next Saturday morning is going to be interesting because we do have another gymnastics meet. So maybe have to do it on the run or in the back room of a pavilion somewhere for gymnastics. So, anyways, guys, welcome to this. Also, am a promoter. We host a drag and drive event of our own. Because if you're in this business, you got to kind of do that so you can have the experience. We do that. It's called the Circuit in April of 2024, and it's going to be crazy. We're going to talk about a big update that came yesterday from that for that event as well. Eric, introduce yourself. Tell them what you got going on, dude.
I am Eric White. I run 815 LSX swaps, and then I help here with everything from artwork to notes for the show and the news. Do artwork for different events. I've done stuff for Back to the Streets and the circuit.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh,
Yeah, all the racer posts you guys see are Eric 100%. He's doing that. I'm taking care of a lot of stuff kind of behind the scenes, and it's really coming to fruition, dude. We're really going to have a good time with this event. I'm telling you, it's going to be wild, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But guys, first up, obviously, we got to thank you. We got to thank our folks out there, our race car friends that make this all possible. You guys wouldn't be, I mean, this wouldn't be what it is without you guys. Obviously the comments and the likes and shares create, I don't know, dare I say excitement?
excited.
Uh, when I'm looking at stuff at 11 o'clock at night, I didn't do that last night, but when I look at stuff at 11 o'clock at night and then I see comments and shares and things like that from things we have created. I mean, essentially everything that you see is something that we created. We came up with some idea and went from there and created artwork around it and wrote the article and did the research. So it's really a lot of fun. We can't do that without you guys. So thank you so much. Hit the share button as you jump in here. And then obviously our sponsors, Summit Racing, Molly Motorsports, Sweet Patina, Howard's Cams, Car Chains, who was on the other night. Luke at Howard's Cams was on the other night. And then our Racing Junk Classifieds. Can't do it without our sponsors. They make a lot of this possible as well. I see a lot of comments in here this morning, man. Let's run through those real quick while I get all my notes and things like that pulled up.
Yeah,
Who
we
else
got
is making comments in here?
we got Rich in here saying waiting for it to warm up so we can go for the test drive, break in the rings, do an oil change, and then get ready to leave for sick week on Monday,
That's
which
crazy. That's
is
2 days from now.
2 days. Yes.
Oh man, intense. I was going to ask Trevor Brandon. I saw him in here making comments earlier when they were going to leave. So I want to say thanks, Trevor, for that comment. And then obviously Chris Story saying, "Let's go." Good
Yeah.
morning, y'all. This is going to be a great one right here. All right, dude. Let's kick it off. Let's talk about some event stuff because that is, I don't, man. Listen, we talked about it last week. The registration that is happening in January for drag and drive events is absolutely intense, dude.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
like
There's a
8
bunch.
events that have registration this month. Bring it on. So we're going to talk about a little bit of that. And then, guys, I don't know if you saw this or not yesterday, but you need to be following the Rocky Mountain Race Week page because today at 11 a.m. Eastern, I had to do the math real quick. So 9 a.m. Mountain, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific. Get all those out of the way.
Nailed it.
Yeah, they're trying out a new registration software. Best way to do it is to have people actually use it. So to have the chance to enter to win the first racer entry of either Rocky Mountain Race Week or Race Week, go to the website rockymountainraceweek.com at again 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Mountain, 8 a.m. Pacific. Go there, sign up. Let's try and break their system this morning. Okay. Do that for us. We would appreciate that. I know they are working through registration for these events is probably one of the hardest things to figure out. Had a
Yeah.
long conversation with an event promoter yesterday that had some struggles with event sign up last year and looking to figure that out for 2024. So as promoters, let's all kind of work together, especially us regional promoters, because these big time guys like Rocky Mountain Race Week, Matt Frost has done it for 10 years. This is the 10th year for this event. So it's going to be a whole thing. Like we have to figure this out for our participants. It's not up to the participants to figure that out on their own. So that is the first bit of news this morning. I'm excited about that for them. Again, excited. That's somebody start marking these down. Moving on to the next bit of information here. The circuit, guys. I don't know if you know this. I love Waffle House.
Yes.
Every time I go somewhere, I eat. Every time I'm going on a car trip because we didn't do Waffle House last night, which we should have, or yesterday on this trip. But Waffle House has stepped up and they are going to help with the circuit 2024. Um, I'm ready to bring in 100 racers to the Waffle House in Springfield, Missouri. So, William at Waffle House, you're my boy. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. The Waffle House on Sunshine in Springfield, Missouri. We're going there April 20th, Saturday morning, and we're bringing a bunch of cool cars and a bunch of cool people. So it's going to be really fun to do this. And it's the first time he said they've ever had anybody reach out to. And now this is a guy that is kind of like a regional director. So he kind of manages, 3 or 4 different Waffle Houses in the Springfield area. He said they've never had anybody do this. So I'm
Wow.
really excited to have them to have all of our race car friends go in there and just jam pack this place. Now I know the deal. A lot of folks are saying, "Oh, you can't fit 100 people in Waffle House." Blah 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 blah. Here's the thing: there's a big old parking lot outside. Okay. So get ready, get it on your mind that you go and make your order, get that order. And if you can't wait in there, go outside and eat. Who cares? It's going to
Yeah.
be April. It's going to be fun. So from like 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., they're giving our racers a 15%, our racers and participants. If you're wearing a circuit wristband, you'll get a 15% discount. Huge win there. You also, they're bringing, he said, a stack of coupons. Stack. He didn't say, like, I'm going to give you some, I'm going to give you a handful. He said a stack. And that tells me, enough for every person that signs up for the circuit is getting some kind of discount coupon from Waffle House, not only for this Waffle House, but any Waffle House they want to go to. So free waffles, free hash browns, I don't know, free coffee. I think they do free coffee anyways, but all that stuff is going to be in there. Ken Films Cars here says, airmail me some food. Yes, bud. We'll do it. Send us some stamps. We'll put it in there. But I'm telling you, this is going to be a fun time. Here's the biggest reason I'm doing this. I know there's a lot of goofy stuff that's going on with the circuit, a lot of new stuff for a lot of people, but I want this to be one of the most community oriented events that's out there. I want people eating together. I want people hanging out. Oh, we're going to set up like gas stations, like these are the stations along the route that I think are the coolest or the best stop or the best food and all that. So we want all of this entire event to be one of the best events that people have done. I see Anthony McDowell here or Tony McDowell saying waffles for racers. That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
There's a lot of people in the comments that are pretty excited about this. So
Yeah, this is going to be really a great time. And the cool part is it's right along the route of us getting from the Railhaven Hotel or motel to the track. So not only will people be just driving by, but this is going to be kind of a route stop. So we're going to have the opportunity to have a ton of pictures in front of Waffle House with cool cars posted on social media, which you know where I'm going with this. I want Waffle House as a drag and drive community sponsor.
There
I,
you go.
throw some money towards guys eating at Waffle House when they're on one of these trips, because it really is. I listened to somebody sent me a link the other day for a video on TikTok, and it was a 3-minute video talking about how this thing got started and what they wanted to do, and it is exactly what is needed in Drag and Drive. So, anyways, I'm
You
really pumped about that.
you know the first time I had Waffle House was on a Drag and Drive, right?
Yeah, that's right.
With
That's right.
with you.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm gonna force feed it
I,
down people's throats.
I don't have one near me anywhere, so it
No.
would be a few hour drive for me to find one.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I would say
do
that's
have a
worth it.
do have a question here. Any award for the longest drive?
Yes, we will do. And one thing we do, I haven't posted that up yet, but Narcoleptic Customs, the other company that we own that Steven runs, is doing the longest drive again for this year. And essentially, what that does, it gives you $250 cash to get home on. That should be just about enough to get anywhere. And then a cool little trophy that we have going on too. But the money is kind of the what we call the get back home money. So
Gotcha.
last year, Pat Cook actually won that with 880 miles. We had what we thought was the fight for the first spot, because it was Randy Kane and Brian Acton were both over 800, like 810 and 812, or 801 and 808, or something like that for the mileage. So 800 miles is a long way to drive to do a drag and drive, and Pat Cook is coming back. So if 880 is how far it is for you, let's go. Let's talk about it. So $250 cash. We'll talk about that next week on the news here. So
Chris says I'll drive to Alaska and back. Don't tempt me.
yeah, that's right. He'll take a month off and do that. So all right, let's move on to the next little bit here. Nope, not that one. Let's pull these down. Okay, perfect. So Big Sky Race Week. They literally have, I don't know, a few spots, probably single digit spots left. He had 25 when he was on Wednesday night, and I know he had a run after that. So there may literally be 8 or 9 spots available for Big Sky Race Week. So if you're going to sign up for that, right now is the time to do it. To get over there, bigskyraceweek.com, or find them on Facebook or Instagram or wherever. Everything is under Big Sky Race Week. Austin was on Wednesday night. Go take a listen to that, see what's going on. And then the Hard Ass 1000 put on by Haul Ass Garage. It looks like there's like 80 people that are going to be camping. They made a post the other day about camping, and it was like, hey, tell us how many people are in your group to go camp. Dude, camping may be the future, man. I'm
Oh
telling
yeah.
you, it's going to be wild to hear the stories that come from that, because you know what happens when you're camping. Like everybody kind of, you don't have to leave. It's easy. You can get there at 10 o'clock at night and drink some beers and then go to sleep. You don't have to like,
Right.
yeah, it's kind of like parking lot beers, but in front of a tent. So
Right. It'd be like if we slept in the parking lot at the hotel.
that's exactly right. Which I'm sure there's people that have done.
Right.
Cruise
And
and lose. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Ralph here said I didn't mean for a racer for longest distance. I meant just to have breakfast with you guys.
Dude, come on. Come on. I'll
Thing.
yeah, that'd be great. We'll obviously we're going to be live streaming a ton with the circuit, and we'll have some live stream from that, from the breakfast spot as well. Maybe it'll just be like the live stream set up in the corner of the room, and it's just crazy loud in there. Nobody can understand what anybody's saying, but it'll be like they're having breakfast with us. I think let's do that. Let's do
Yeah.
that.
Cars and Coffee Tulsa's here.
Hey, awesome. Thank you so much.
Comments are
Oh,
flying, so
yeah, John
uh,
Paul saying it's only 568 miles for him.
yeah, UK Street Weekend has general entry Monday. Already nearly 75% of last year's racers are signed up.
Man, that's awesome. Let me add that to the notes here, because I want to make sure that I get those on. All right, so street weekend.
Loving the new
UK.
backdrop. Yeah, try to make some new
Yep.
backdrops this weekend.
Yep, that is my goal as well. This curtain of carbon fiber here is not going to work, but I didn't have time. That's a last second opportunity there that usually doesn't happen for me. All right, so Street Weekend UK, thank you for the update on that. Ken Films Cars, appreciate that. Now Cruise and Lose, we're moving on. Registration is open right now. They literally made a post about probably an hour ago right now. They
Yep.
only have like 20 spots remaining or less than 20 spots. He said in the teens, which tells me 19 or below. So that's less than 20 spots remaining. You can find them Cruise and Lose on Facebook. Probably the easiest way. That event is April 26th through 28th, and it's at I-29 Raceway in Nebraska or Iowa. I think I-29 is in Iowa. Yeah, somewhere in there. I don't know. We've got all that information somewhere. I just don't have it here. I saw it. It was like a last second note I added here. So yeah, carbon fiber curtains. You're rich. Yes, yes. Rich with Photoshop. All right, let's talk about some event stuff. Let me pull these back up. Eric, you want to kind of lead us through some of this?
Yeah. So our first event obviously is coming up in just 8 days. That
So
is,
ready.
what's that?
I said I'm so ready.
Oh yeah, eight
So
days.
ready.
How many days until you leave?
So I won't leave until Sunday. So it's 8 days for me.
All right.
Yep.
So sick week is June 28th through February 2nd. Starts at Orlando, Bradenton, Gainesville, South Georgia, and then back to Orlando.
This is going to be a fun one. They've really been, I don't know, they've been talking about the Freedom Plus stuff for a while, but this, I'm telling you, the level of drag and drive live streams is fixing to elevate.
Yes.
It's it's needed, and I can't wait to see what they do.
Yep. And then we go 50 days without a drag and drive. So the next event on the list is 58 days, the Hard Ass 1000, which is March 18th through 23rd.
Hmm.
And that's at Heathcote Park Raceway, then Wilby Park Raceway, and then back to Heathcote.
Yep, and then these guys, this is a pretty neat deal. So between Heathcote and Willoughby, I think it's Willoughby, is like I don't know, it's several hundred miles, like 600 miles, I think, or something like that. So they have a drive day in between each of those, and then after Heathcote, they'll set their averages there, and then they'll do a shootout after that. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be really cool.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was going to do with these was add the distance between, but I ran out of time.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool information to put on here as well.
Yep.
Then from the Hard Ass 1000, we go to Carolina Drag Cruise, which is in 75 days, April 4th through 7th, starting at Shadyside, then Union County, and then back to Shadyside.
Yeah, this is kind of a neat deal. So Mike Lone is the host of this, and he was making a post the other day. And they've got like a huge mountain drive day between Union County and Shadyside. And so it really looks like it's going to be gorgeous scenery and things like that. So I think we're seeing it's not just get to the tracks, it's about the drive experience as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we go to Road Trip Drag Challenge, the number one. That one is in 76 days, April 5th through 7th, starting at Warwick Dragway. I didn't get all the routes for that one, so I don't know what other tracks are there.
So they'll do Warwick. So they only race at the single track like we did last year with the circuit. So and
Okay,
then they'll race and then go out, make their loop, come back and race again.
gotcha. That's in 76 days. Then we go 89 days. We have the Central Victorian Dragon Drive, which is April 18th through 20th at Mildura Sunset Strip, I believe is how you say that.
Hmm.
And is this similar? Is this a single track as well?
Yep. Yep. And really it's only because there's no other tracks anywhere close.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yep.
So that one is in 89 days. Then we've got the circuit 2024 in 90 days, April 19th through 21st, Mocan Dragway, Ozark Raceway Park, back to Mocan. I'm
I'm
excited for that one.
listen, 90 days just gave me heart palpitations. There's so much left to do. But, the good thing is we've really had everything coming up. Everything is falling into place. It's going to be a lot of fun. Paul Snyder, what's up, bud? Hector and Spoon Engines, man.
Yep. So 90 days. That's only 3 months.
Oh, that's not
Just
long enough.
just in case you were counting down.
Yeah. Ken Films Carter says Aussies are on it. They are. There's 7 events in the country this year. I'm so pumped for them. Yeah, 2 tracks for the circuit. I'm really ready for that. I'm ready to experience that because we didn't do that last year. Last year, we drove from, Mocan down to Northwest Arkansas to visit our charity that year, Northwest
Yep.
Arkansas Children's Shelter, and then back up the next night. We did a cruise night in between there, so it's gonna be this is gonna be a lot of fun, especially dude, we're doing Route 66 from Mocan to Ozark, and then we're doing the racer party Saturday night, which is south to Branson, which is like the Redneck Riviera, and then back up to 66 the other way. So I've really been looking at a lot of route stops along the route, and as we're driving towards Ozark, we're gonna do stuff on the right, and as we're driving from Ozark to Mocan, we're gonna do stuff on the right. So it should be really easy in and out parking and all that kind of stuff for folks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be a lot of
thanks,
fun
dude.
because you've done good with the racer parties, almost something every night, some kind of
Yep.
gathering, the
Yeah.
breakfast now, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited too.
Yeah, we should be like a roaming group of nomadic hot rodders, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna be because like we're all gonna, a lot of folks are gonna eat together, a lot of folks are gonna drive together, and then a lot of dude, they broke the system at the hotel in Branson. Like
Really?
I was like, he's like, we've been on the phone all day. He's like, we've been overrun. So it was awesome. It was awesome. I don't
Yeah.
think they were expecting that, and it's 400 feet from the racer party.
Right.
Like, dude, it should be pretty easy. Brandon Parker in here, our media class sponsor. Whoop whoop. With Olive
Yeah.
Branch Acres, love that, man. It's going to be so much fun. The media class guys are all going to race the same cars, kind of like what 1320 Video did with Race Week. So it won't be a
Yeah.
car nearly as cool as theirs, but it's going to be a good time.
It'll still be a good competition for sure.
Oh yeah,
So then from the circuit, we go on to Cruise and Lose, which is 97 days away, April 16th. I don't think I got
yes.
that date right. Not
That'd
the
be the
16th.
longest dragon
Yeah.
drive in history. April
Uh,
26th through 28th.
26th through 28th. Yep,
Yeah,
I'll get that corrected.
yeah.
I-29 Dragway, Anawa Dragway, and Kearney Raceway Park.
Bring it on, dude. This is going to be a great time.
Yeah, that'd be what? 12 days.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
a
Be a
record.
long one. That'd be a long one.
Then after that, we have King of the Open Road, April 26th through 28th. All I
Mhm.
know on that is it's the host track is Thunder Valley. I don't know. Has
Yep.
anything else been released on that yet?
Yeah, so their format is a little different. They will do the drive on Friday, which is like 200 miles. And Jared, sorry, was working on stuff the other day for Ed. He was making posts about how he was looking at route stops and was working through all of that. So should have some information on that for we'll probably hit that Wednesday night, but we'll do a deep dive next Saturday as well on
Cool,
that one.
cool.
So yeah, so Friday they'll make the drive. Saturday they race, or sorry, Saturday is qualifying, and then Sunday is heads up racing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, 200 cars. I think they're probably already sold out.
And then from King of the Open Road, we go to Drop the Hammer, which is 132 days away, May 31st through June 2nd, US 131 Motorsports Park, then to Mid Michigan Motorplex, and back to US 131.
Yeah, this man. So it's funny. We don't do anything for 50 days, and then there's like 7 events in the next 50 days.
Right. Exactly.
Or 80 days, I guess. Yeah, I'm excited about Drop the Hammer. They had to cancel for 2023, and I know that the whole team was sad about that, but I think it will only motivate them more to have that much better of event for 2024. So they're going to come out swinging uh, the hammer.
Literally. They're going to drop the hammer.
Drop the hammer. Yeah.
And then our last one that we're going to cover 141 days, six summer. I've got the last year's picture on here. I just realized, so I got to get that updated 2024. But that's June 9th through 14th, Byron Dragway, Cordova Dragway, Tri State Raceway, Great Lakes Dragway, and then back to Byron.
Yeah.
All local tracks to me. So, of course, I'm excited for this one as well.
Yeah, you and I were talking about this a little bit on Wednesday night after the show about kind of a schedule and how you can make that work because Eric's um, anniversary is right in the middle of that. So
June 13th. Yep.
yeah, yeah. So that'll be a little different. You probably need to be home with the wife, for that one night a year
Yeah.
to
Well,
be there, get that prize, uh, for your anniversary. So
yeah.
congratulations. How long have y'all been married?
2012, so it'll be 12 years. But
Ah,
we've been
dang,
together for like 18 plus, so I
she's a
just
lucky woman.
I just waited a long time to make it official, I guess. But I love my wife. I'll be at the circuit for her birthday.
Mhm.
I'll be at Six Summer for our anniversary. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to, do some nice things to uh repay
Yeah.
her for letting me go on
Yeah,
all these trips.
you're gonna have to do that one thing she likes, you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? The dish.
Dishes.
That's
Yep.
awesome. Cool. Well, I'm really pumped about what this season is gonna bring. We're already at 31 events for the year, and I saw, Ken Film Scars talking about the 2nd event of UK for this year, so that puts us at 32. Obviously, we don't have a date on that or anything like that, but, definitely keep us updated on that, please, and so that puts us at 32, which ties 2023's event, and then you really can't. It's just it's nuts, man. It's nuts. Yeah. So he says we're next June 14th through 16th, Street Week UK, Street Weekend UK 2024. Yes. So as we kind of progress through the year, we'll kind of I don't know how far out we're going to go, but we're going to see. Uh, I don't know. We're working through what the schedule looks like for not just us, but what we're going to cover on all of this. So
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, yeah. I see Mustang Sally says just bring the wife along. Problem solved. You could do that. My wife would probably not have as much fun as I do at these events, but she definitely is a big help. Mine's a big help on the circuit, but I think she enjoys the organizational part of that stuff.
Right. More than the running around with a camera and talking to everybody.
Yeah, yeah. She doesn't want to follow me around for 2 hours while I try to make a loop down to the shack to get something to eat. Gotcha. Okay, I see Ken Films Cartier says it'll be next year, so I'm assuming that's 2025. So bring it on. All right, let's talk about some of the next stuff. We want to talk about Car Change because they are our newest sponsor. And if you missed it the other night, Corey, we were talking about all of the stuff that he can do. And then after the episode, I think you guys talked for like 30 or 40 minutes. You guys have some stuff already working together.
Yep.
I'm really excited about what is going to become of this partnership with Car Change 3D because Corey is a really cool dude, but makes really, really cool stuff. And I don't think I added a photo here, did I? Yeah, you did. Okay, perfect. Yep, yep. You got some stuff here. So, walk us through kind of what this is, and then let's talk about some of the cars that can use this.
Yep. So this was one of the products that he recently posted. This is the Fox body surrounds with an integrated turn signal, billet turn signal. I think was that a motion turn
I,
signal?
I think it was. Yep.
I thought that's what it was. So these are great to incorporate into cars with out of factory column.
Yep.
So he's got some pictures. I didn't get those pictures of actually installed on the vehicle yet, but I think he said price starts at about $90 for these, and then there was some additional options that he had available as well.
That's cool, and, like, this one here would fit, Fox body Mustangs, and so, cars like, I don't know, number 7 on the top 100, Devin Vanderhoof, number 13, Ed Enzer, number 22, Bob Hess. So there's a lot of cars that this can work on, and he is expanding all the time. So if you have some kinda weird car setup, hit him up, let him know because I'm sure he can probably make it. He has I don't know, his brain works differently than mine. That's why you guys get along so well, is
It
because you
is.
guys are that much more analytical than I am. I'm more stats guys. You guys are how does this work
Yeah.
and figure it out. So that's pretty cool.
Yep. So I think we'll try to do a feature of one of his products every week. I think that's kind of what we're going to shoot for.
Yep. Yep. I definitely as part of the agreement with him is we want to have some kind of segment and things like this really kind of help the community. We're going to do some really fun stuff that have to do with sun protection, and that's coming very soon. And then all the stuff that he can do really kind of that's what you guys talked about the most is like how do we incorporate a lot of that into the drag and drive community, like cup holders.
Yep.
You're actually sending him your shifter so he can create cup holders around it because that's the next goal is to have your Fox Body Mustang on a drag and drive.
Yep, absolutely. And then the other thing too with that is if people that are watching this have ideas for something, they can reach out to us or get in contact directly with Corey as well.
Hmm. Yep, and you can follow him anywhere, Car Chains or Car Chains 3D on all social media. I think Car Chains on Facebook, but Car Chains 3D on website and on Instagram.
What day is Drag and Drive in Ohio for 2024?
Hmm.
Which one?
Ohio.
Which one's in Ohio?
Dude, is this the only year we won't have something in Ohio except for maybe Drag Week?
I don't
Because I
know.
know we've got like Midwest Drags is in Kentucky and Indiana. And there may not be a national level drag and drive event in Ohio in 2024. Wow, I'll have to look. Gordon, that's a great question. I'm gonna make a note of that right now.
And then Bad Idea Garage says he needs one of those boxes for his build.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So again, reach out to him. I'm sure he can get something hooked up. What was his how did he mention it on Wednesday night? I don't know, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, I don't know. We'll figure it out. That's exactly what he says. He replies to all the time. Oh
Kanan
yeah,
says
yeah.
Midwest Drags is
Yep,
going to Edgewater. It's in Ohio.
yep. Cleves, Ohio. Perfect. All right.
And that one is
Good call.
do you know the date off of that one offhand?
Uh, July 8th through 12th.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Man, how do I know all of that information?
Nerd.
Right? Nerd. Heads up hustle will be at Milan Dragway, which is just 30 minutes north of Ohio, too. So bring it
And
on, dude.
and Power Tour is passing through Ohio.
Yeah. So we've heard rumors that typically Power Tour and Drag Week hit the same stops, but we got Mike Galimi on Wednesday night for the show. So do you think we're going to ask him that question? You think maybe that's
I
what
don't
the big announcement is gonna be, you know,
I don't
for
know.
Wednesday night? So
Would we
we
do that?
may we may mention Drag Week. I don't really know, to be honest. I'm gonna be awestruck with him being on there anyway. So we may not mention Drag Week at all.
I
So,
doubt that.
yeah, it's probably all we're gonna talk about. So should be pretty cool. And with people saying that, and then also being 131, supposedly on the list, US 131. That would create some opportunity for an Ohio track or 2, in there as well. So, I think National Trails is in Ohio. So, I've heard that name listed,
Yep.
and then,
I've been to that
Power
track.
Tour actually hits, National Trails. So, National Trails, Natural Trails, whatever it is. I think it's National Trail.
Yeah.
Um,
I've been
so
there
so
for
we'll
an
see.
NPK event, so
Nice. Cool. So they can handle a bunch of folks. That's what they'll need to be able to do for Power Tour for sure.
yeah.
5,000 cars driving, 10,000 people, 100,000 people visiting. All right. Let's talk about this is probably going to be a little bit controversial, but let's talk about a slow car drag and drive event. And I put slow car in air quotes because a 10-second car isn't slow.
Right.
But I wanna ask the audience, I wanna this is a serious conversation that I mean, this is a real topic I'm talking about here. Would a 10-0 and slower event work? Everybody always talks about the fastest stuff. Everybody always, "Oh, man, they ran this, they ran that." But, guys, there are 1,270 of 1,450 cars that went slower than 9.0 at a national level drag and drive event.
Yeah.
Think about that. You're talking like, what's that? 85%? I don't know what the number is. I didn't do that. But that's huge. That's a huge demographic that gets very little attention.
Yeah. Ken says
So,
that's the UK event.
yeah, well, that's some of the circuit too, but that we choose it that way. We 850 is our fastest quarter mile class. Anything faster than that goes to eighth mile. And I'm telling I just wonder how it would work. How would you run classes? Um, how many classes do you run? That's one of the biggest things. Like, what becomes of that? And then do you run index style, or do you do like a pro street style class? Do you seriously limit, and you can't go faster than 10-0 at an event? You can't go faster than 9-0 at an event? The 9-0. So let's look at the numbers. Okay, because this is the nerdy shit that I do right here, right? So 9-0, 160 cars out of 1,450. 10-0, 249 cars completed an event in 2023. Completed. These are completed numbers, not everybody that breaks, right? The 11-0 segment, 243, 12-0 segment, 271, 13-0, 145, and 14-0 and slower is actually 204 cars that completed events.
Yeah.
So think about that. Like, this is, I mean, it's 1,272 cars of 1,450. I mean, these are the guys that fill the field.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of people in the chats here are agreeing.
Yeah, I thought about this last night. I thought about it this morning. These cars that are on here are 10-0 cars. Mike Reimar's in the Mustang there, the Shelby route. I can't remember Shelby. I can't remember what it's not like a Fobra, but um he reset the record for drag week with a 10:03 average.
Yeah.
Um, Travis Urbach in the Camaro won the 10-0 class at race week. And then, sorry, I don't remember the bottom car there. I had it. But they also won a 10-0 class at Rocky Mountain race week. So I wonder what it would be, how that works. How would you put that together? And this is a serious conversation that I really want a promoter to think about. There's a lot of folks that are petitioning maybe Sick Week to only go to like 10-0. Wouldn't be any car slower than 10-0. But I think a 10-0 and slower event would be great. So you go the complete opposite direction. And then
Yeah.
I think that would limit a lot of the complaining that some of the events have, is because everybody wants the same. They want to be able to have make the same amount of passes, but you really can't. Like, if you have a 2-hour window for, let's say, A and B cars, which are to 999. If they have a 2-hour window and they have 80 cars, and then the to keep it fair, the C and D class cars have a 2-hour window, but they have 200 cars, you're not
Right.
going to get as many in there. So
Exactly.
what's John Paul here saying? If it wasn't for 10-0 and slower cars, drag and drives wouldn't be financially possible for promoters. That's a big reason I thought about this too, is because a lot of times those folks don't get the attention they deserve, but also, you know, they want to race with all the other folks too, but they want to race. They're not, just because that car runs 12:30s doesn't mean they're running the fastest they possibly can. That just
Right.
may be what they do this year for the step up. So, typically we've seen 12-second cars move to 11s, move to 10s. Typically it's been 12 to 10, and then we go from 10s to 850s is kind of the progression
Yeah.
for the cars that we have noticed. So I want to dig into this. This is really a thought process that I hadn't put a ton of time in. I obviously started about it yesterday, but I think it'd be really cool to see that, and why hasn't one been done so far?
Yeah. Rich is
Well,
saying here definitely make it begin and end in different locations, force people to drive to the event, only 6 point cage, or the new cars that are legal to 10-0.
right. Well, and so the cage stuff, like, and that goes back to the index stuff. In my opinion, if you're index racing, it doesn't matter what cage you got. Maybe you've blown up your 3,000 horsepower setup, but you have this car that's a roller right now, and you've got a simple twin turbo LS setup. So,
Chris Story, it would be sick idea as a no trailer drag and drive. Drive it to the track, race it all week, drive it home.
oof, I'm in. I'm in. That'd be fun. Uh, Yeah, we've talked about some fun stuff with not necessarily a class, but maybe a challenge for some folks for him with the circuit. So we've discussed some of those options as well. So we're working through a lot of things. I think this event could be a big one, because I
Yeah.
think there. I mean, can you imagine? 300 10-second cars, 310 to 14-second cars.
Yeah, I mean, I know your 6, 7 second pro mod cars driving on the street are what gets a lot of attention, but realistically, this is what the majority of us car guys drive is in this range.
Yeah.
So,
It's at least what we start with.
yeah,
So could this be the way that, again, we talk about entry, we talk about people getting in, we talk about opening the door to a lot more people. Is this a great way to do that? Because now they're not they don't feel like they have to run a 7-second pass and then they keep building that car for the next 3 years to try and get in a drag and drive. It would this could be really good. I want somebody to really think about this, a promoter at that level that can do it. And if you can't, maybe I will. I don't know.
all right, all
There's
right. Hear me out. You already got me thinking now.
okay.
So the name is Gateway Drag and Drive,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it can start in St. Louis,
Yes.
right? That can be your
Yes.
starting location. All right.
I like it. I like it. And I saw somebody say, you can have longer drives. That is exactly right.
Yeah.
In the Yeah, Brandon Parker saying, and the increased variety of combos here. So, yeah, I mean, I really think this could be a lot of fun. I think we could. I'm going to dive into this a little more. I'm going to message some promoters and see kind of what could come of that. So,
You get better convoys and road driving groups.
yeah, I mean, I think that is one benefit to this is you could really, for the folks that aren't going to be like, let's say there'd be a 10-0 index. For the folks that aren't in the front of that, man, they could make their one pass and then get on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Replicate the Drag Week '05 route. Start at the new track outside of KC.
yeah, yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
I mean, really, it'd be kind of like a power tour almost with a drag and drive, right?
Essentially, I mean, I don't know if I'm set on starting and ending at a different location. I think the route you make that because there's still some really race car-y 12-second cars. I mean, you wouldn't want to drive like Pat Cook's not going to ride 880 miles to come to the circuit on his Kawasaki 400 Ninja
Yeah.
to get
True.
up here to do it. You know what I mean? So like I think trailering is good, but maybe you pile everybody up 200 miles away from the first track, and then that's where maybe you start. If you were going, ooh, that could be the ticket. Day before like your registration is at a different track, is at your end track, and then your first drive, like you get registration and you hit the road and then you go to the first track, and then you hit 5 different tracks along the route. So I don't know. I'm gonna think about this a little more in depth and where this could be hosted and how you could get there. I don't know. Let's talk promoters. Let's get together. Let's have some conversations. Let's get these people what they want. Obviously, there's some folks out here, 15 or 20 people that are watching this right now,
Yeah.
making talking about how it would work. So I don't know. Slow car drag and drive. I think that could be kind of cool. All right, let's
I
move
do
on.
not disagree.
Yeah. Yep. Let's move on to the next bit, guys. But before we do that, I want to say thanks to Sweet Patina. You see these TKO hand cleaning wipes? Dude, they're right here on my desk in the podcast room because that means I'm going to start working on stuff this week because we're going to get into the 50s. I'm so excited. And that means I'm going to spend some time in the shop this week. So, obviously, being gone all of next week. Wow, that seems weird to say. Not next week starting tomorrow, but next week, the next week. Wow, that's pretty intense. Maybe I won't spend much time in the shop. I don't know. Here we go. Brandon here saying Flying H is an awesome facility. Yes, it's going to be great. Really pumped about that being so close and that level of track being built.
Chris
Chris,
Story wants in.
bro, you're my official photographer. He's the man.
Rich thinks it's a great idea too.
Yep. Well, if Rich Guido says it's a good idea, then dude, you know it's a good idea. That guy knows what is up for sure. All right, let's talk about sick week because guys, we are getting into the crunch time here. If you are not finished working on your car and testing, you're in trouble. Like in big trouble.
Rich exactly said what I was thinking. He said cross borders.
Oh,
So
wow.
from
That,
like Canada into the US.
yeah, that could be pretty interesting. Okay.
I was just
No,
thinking
no
that in my
more no
mind.
more comments about the other one. We're gonna have to move on. What's contraption you're saying?
I'd be on board, of course. A great idea would be an 1150 index class for cars without bars.
Yeah, I think you could do that for sure. I think you could really work through how that would again open that door up. Can you imagine having 112-second cars and what the competition of that would mean?
Yeah.
You know, people may not be at man, you're gonna get me on a rant here, but people at home don't understand that the guys running 12s are racing as hard. They do the same route, they do the same tire changeover, they do all the same stuff that a guy running a 7-second car does. It's just not as fast. So it
And they
doesn't
make more
look
passes.
oh man, Scott Franks,
Right.
Zach Stevens, like
Right.
those 60 something passes in a week. Get out of here. You know what I
But
mean?
but if we've got that many people making that many passes, how long do we got to be at the track for?
But see, I think that's the key. Golly, man, I should have given more time for this. That's the key, right? Because that's the other side of it. Like, if you have 112-second cars, you could do like Midwest Drags or the circuit doesn't do no class calls. Who cares? They're all like you're all you would have to have a hard tire class, so those guys got to run late because you don't want to tear the track up. And then from there, I don't know what you. I mean, okay, there's 300 people that are all trying to make passes at the same time. That is just like a big drag and drive, except it's segregated where with this one you wouldn't have to segregate anybody. So you're not going to have these 12-second cars piling up. Everybody's ready and they're waiting for the moment that they get called to the lanes. And then they just, there's 150 cars trying to get to the lanes at the same time. So you could really, man, I don't know. Let's talk, dude. Let's after this, me and you are going to talk. Yeah, Narc soapbox. I'm telling you, this could work. This could work. I need a second mortgage to put this
Yeah.
together. I think
And
this could work.
we've talked about it before,
Yeah.
but I don't think we've ever talked about it this in depth.
Yeah, it's I think it could really be something good. And again, everybody's looking for, you know, their I'm not going to say gimmick, but their thing. Like, what's their thing? This could be somebody's thing. This could
Yeah.
be a big event, and could really get some stuff behind it because we know guys start with 13-second cars, and then it's 12s, and then it's 11s, and then it's 10s, and then it's 850.
Brandon's talking about class for cars with fancy buttons from my Facebook post yesterday when I was driving the wife's fancy new car with the auto start button that drives me crazy.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be great.
All right, let's move
Oh
on.
man.
Otherwise, we're going to be here for another couple hours.
Yeah, let's not do that. I got stuff to do because we still got two topics to cover in 10 minutes. All right, let's talk about sick week stats, guys. We're gonna blast through this stuff because I'm going to make a post later today. Have been working on artwork already, but I didn't have it all done, so I didn't add it here. Listen, sick week is literally in 8 days, like Eric said earlier. We have a full post coming that will be all of the current records for sick week stats. This year's going to be nuts. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be really crazy. So, unlimited class record, Michael Westberg laid that out last year. 646 average in the S10. We know he has sold that. We know he is not coming back. Dude, are you ready for that? But you know who is coming? Magnus Frost in the Ascona. Stefan Gustafson's coming in the Corvette with more power.
Jeff
Man,
Lutz.
Jeff Lutz. I mean, if Jeff Lutz shows up, y'all gonna hate me. Y'all gonna be like, "Is this the Jeff Lutz show?" I'm excited about that. That dude's really cool. And he is. I mean, to see Mad Max back out would be really, really cool. And everybody's talking about it, obviously. So everybody's gonna be piled around him. So hopefully he'll make it a few days. And when everything dies down a little bit, we can sneak over there and get some conversations. Alex Taylor owns the unlimited iron record 55 Chevrolet 6,987 average. That's gonna be fun to see if it can fall because our boy Bryant Goldstone is coming, so he'll be out this year. So we'll see if or he was there last year, but he signed up 2 weeks ago to come out. So this will be pretty cool. And then modified record Brett LaSala, boy in the snot rocket 2.0. 744 with at that time I think is the quickest Yeah, that's the quickest radial record ever in any drag and drive. So that should be fun to watch him see if he can knock that down. And Snot Rocket 1.0 is going to be there as well. It's not as fast, but it'll be kind of cool to see those two cars, same color, kind of hanging out. So I hope that's what they do, anyways. Rowdy Radial, Jordan Tuck and the Devin Vanderhoof Mustang that's for sale right now came out last year, 464 average on a 235 tire in the eighth mile. Devin wants someone to knock that record off. Please, please do that. So I see Ken Film Scars here talking about Jeff Lutz. I really hope we get to that. Pro DYO. This is a different class. This is you're trying to make your best average throughout the week, but I am considering the record as fastest. Okay, not the lowest deviation between the week. So I may change it up. I don't know, but the fastest pro DYO, and they limit those cars to 850, is Nick Wiegand and his 76 Trans Am with an 8583 DYO, which is limited to 10.0. We talked about that a little bit earlier. David Burke with a 10.029, which may be the fastest. That may be a record overall for all of Drag and Drive for like a 10.0 class. 10.029. I can't remember what Travis Urbach had at Race Week, but I think maybe he is a smidge better. But for SME or DYO within the Drag Week or Sick Week, kind of family of events, 10.029, 79 Le Mans at the 2022 event. So that record has held for a while. And then Sick Freaks, this is a sad bit of information I'm going to give you here. But Tony Nemechek with back to back wins and the record in his Eclipse or Talon, Eagle Talon, 87606 owns that, but he's not returning for 2024. This leaves the Sick Freaks open, guys. Can a 4 or 6 cylinder car take over the new record from Tony? So I'm excited to see if they can. Oh man, and Ken Film says the mullet is coming with an upgraded rear end, and he's been 640s, so we know that it's possible to get there. So I don't think that was in drag and drive trim, but hey, anything is possible at this time.
Right.
Six street race, Aaron Schaefer, insane 5.85.106 average last year. It's crazy. That dude's an animal. And at Street and Yeet, he came out on a 235 with a bigger turbo. So it's going to be interesting to see if he races Rowdy Radial this year. And that'll be something I ask him after this news show is over and see if he can see if he'll give us some insight. Maybe he's going to go race Rowdy this year. Street race 275, which is a secondary 850 class, not secondary, and also 850 class. So I can't remember the difference between six street race and street race 275. I know street race 275 is limited to a 275 tire, but William Lujan 8541 from the 2022 event, and him and Richard Flint actually, if you only go 3 digits out to the thousands, they tied. So you have to
Oh
go to
wow.
4 out to have them, and it was literally like an 85406 and 85408 or something crazy like that. So have the suites signed up for naturally aspirated? I think they have signed up, but I haven't seen anything. I checked on Jerry's page the other day, and I didn't see any recent updates about the car. But I hope they are going to be there. That's an insane 800 plus cubic inch naturally aspirated deal. Went out for drag week and laid down the fastest in a pass in I think in history or within like a few hundredths of it or something like that. It was pretty crazy what went down. So Pro Street Glenn Hunter owns the record for Pro Street. His 56 Chevy with a 7574 from the 2022 Sick Week event. Stick shift, obviously our boy Rich Guido coming out. Can he do it 3 times in a row? Can he do it 3 times? Ooh, Trevor Brandon coming for the Street Freaks class. This is going to be a good time. Going to be a good time. Tons of upgrades. If you're not following PFI Speed, you need to be doing that for a full build on that car. But Rich Guido, stick shift, 2-time defending champion. Can he come out for a three-peat in his 65 GTO? He should not have won it last year. Should not have won it, but the cars that were faster than him didn't make it. And that is the struggle with stick shift stuff. So 8 8:45 for his average. Ran his best time ever on the second day of sick week last year with an 8:75. Should be pretty crazy. I'm gonna have a full list of these with artwork posted up later today. Again, there's a lot more classes than what I just went through with sick week, but I'm telling you, it's it's gonna be a crazy event, man. It's gonna be crazy.
Yes, it is.
Let me jump back here. I wanna just remind everybody one more time before we kind of wind this down that go right now, 4 minutes from now, jump over to RockyMountainRaceweek.com. Enter to win the first racer entry of either your choice, Rocky Mountain Race Week or Race Week. So RockyMountainRaceweek.com to get in on this in 4 minutes. Again, January 20th, 9 a.m. Mountain, which is 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, or 8 a.m. Pacific. So that should get you guys there. And then our last topic for this week, I don't think I have any artwork either for it, man. Dadgummit.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Very last page,
all
very
right,
last
perfect.
slide.
Oh, perfect. This is the janky thing I threw together last night. I know Eric hates it because there's stuff that's not perfect on this, but listen, this is what happens when you mess stuff up and have to redo it and you're at a hotel room and it's late at night. Guys, Mike Galemi is going to be here next Wednesday night in 4 days from now. It's going to be kind of fun. This is going to be a good episode because he is not just Hot Rod Magazine. He's done so much stuff within the community, so much stuff. And obviously, we're going to talk about Drag Week. Obviously, we're going to talk about the 20th anniversary of Drag Week and what that means, what that is coming from, where we're going to see stuff. But, I think like the last 10 or 11 years, he's literally, I put career car guy here, but he's literally been in the media side of drag racing and cars. So this could be a good time. One of the biggest things for a guy like that coming here is that it is going to give that next generation an opportunity to ask questions, to understand what it takes to get to those levels, because a lot of folks now, we're not, I'm not going to say we're instant gratification, but we see somebody doing well, we post the same kind of videos they post, but ours don't do as well as theirs do. Well, you know why? Because a lot of times it's time and experience that they have that we just don't have yet. So
Yeah,
this guy can give us some insights on how to get from where you are to where you're going. This isn't going to be some motivational rah 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 thing, because this dude has some really cool stories, like the Hot Rod Pod. He's a big part of that. Hot Rod Drag Week, Hot Rod Magazine, and all the stuff that he did before that. So, and all the cool cars that he's gonna have. So, or he has had over the years. So it's
yeah.
gonna be really kind of fun. I'm pumped about this.
Me too. It's gonna be a
Dare
good
I
one.
say excited?
Excited.
Yeah, so you don't want to miss that Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific. So the folks that are driving home in Southern California at 5 p.m. on Wednesday night, they can just turn the live stream on right here wherever you're watching this, or it'll obviously be turned into a podcast as well, which is something that I missed because we were traveling yesterday. So I'll get the podcast cut down from Wednesday night and post it up, and then I'll have this posted up. I'll probably set it for tomorrow. So yeah, it's because his microphone's cooler. Yeah, that's for sure. That is for sure. Well, guys, I want to say thank you for hanging out this morning. Um, really was nervous we were going to run over there, but man, I kind of kicked it into third gear and ran through a bunch of information. So I want to say
Yeah,
thanks for hanging out. I want to say again, we appreciate the support. You guys have been amazing. It really makes all of this stuff possible. From all of our sponsors, they make it possible. Race car friends make it possible. Summit, Molly, Howard's, Car Chain, Sweet Patina, Racing Junk, and guys, we're still talking to some other folks. So I hope the whole bottom row down there that you're watching this on is just filled up with names, because it only helps us bring that much more content to the world from this amazing community that we're a part of. The Drag and Drive community is one of the best that's out there that I've ever even been around. So
yeah. This
it's
was
pretty
probably
cool.
one of our biggest news shows we've had in a while,
Yep.
from the number of viewers to the number of comments. You
Yep.
said excited so many times I ran out of water during the show.
Well, I'm excited about that too. So the one of the coolest things that has happened with the news that we've seen is the news typically doesn't do as well on Saturday mornings, like when it's live, but moving forward, It really does well. I think this is where a lot of people are going to get this. So I'm gonna start doing a lot better about making the notes in this as well. So it'll be easy for people to find, and then cutting down this news segment into or cutting down this episode into segments to then release throughout the week so people can keep updated. And maybe Wednesday night we're going to make another huge announcement
Yeah.
along with the Mike Galemi thing. So this is something we've been working on for a long time, and I think we finally got all the stuff out of the way that needs to happen to do that. And it's going to be a good time. So, all right, guys, if you haven't done it yet, go to RockyMountainRaceweek.com. Get entered to win the first spot for sign up. All right, see you guys.
See ya.